Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. This is maybe the most important video on YouTube, which is about validation, which is, for me, what I considered like one of the secrets to life success. And this is a channel about hi-fi, so it's also like a one of the secrets to gaining the best sound. I just thought this is a bit weird, this video. This is a bit on the philosophical side. So I still encourage you to watch the entire video from start to end, because I think this will help you understand yourself better, how the world thinks, and how you can somehow use this to your advantage. But it's a bit on the philosophical side, so just bear in mind that it's a bit harder to work with. So basically, if you want success in anything in life, validation is the stuff that guides us without us necessarily knowing why. Let me tell you a small story. I once was hired by a team leader who, as one of the few team leaders, really appreciated me as a person. And the reason why we had such a good relationship together is because we didn't consciously try to do this, but I would constantly praise him, and he would praise me. And this wasn't because we were both brown nosing each other. It just happened naturally. We both agreed on a lot of stuff. We were both this old-fashioned kind of less is more type of person. But it isn't just a it isn't just a question of liking someone. The reason why we like stuff, the reason why we get successful doing stuff in life, is because we go through a process, a long process. And there are things that we stumble across that stop us in our progress. And our ability to get feedback from the whole system that we're in, the environment, and our ability to handle that information to get through those obstacles, that gives you a form of feedback which in the end validates you. This is a thing telling you you are doing a thing that's right. This is paying out. You are very good at this. Keep on doing it. You could be one of the great ones doing this. This is how a Tiger Woods, a Michael Jordan, a Donald Trump, whatever person who has success with anything, this is how you kind of get success doing that. Now, I know I'm not a guy to kind of scream about success. I don't really have a lot, except for like a very small parts of my life, like in the hi-fi industry, where I was able to be with some people that were at a very high level, and I saw how they fixed problems. And also personally, because I dealt with hi-fi at a certain angle that most people don't deal with, I realized that it's less about theory and buying individual good items that deal with stuff, and it's more about doing the stuff that most people never do, that they feel is wrong, but realizing that those things, when you do them, they give you a level of feedback that will make everything else you do later be validated. So one of the reasons why a lot of people are kind of stuck in the hi-fi world is because, how can I say this? It's because they're simply not getting the proper amount of feedback. They're not fully understanding what the small changes are doing, because they start at a level that is pretty broken, where everything is going in its own direction. But once you get a control over the most basic things, everything that you have your attention on, the amplifier, the CD, the DAC, the speaker, everything else, it suddenly starts telling you more. It starts revealing, like, oh yeah, this room isn't a good room for hi-fi. This room is pretty harsh, it creates a pretty harsh tonality, or it thins out the bass, or whatever. You have to get your system to a certain level before you can hear that. Once you've done that, once you've made a physical change, you do something, it reacts. That is your validation. It's saying, here, look at me, this is what's happening. If you make your own cable and you listen to that for a while, and you're going like, what if I tried these other plugs? And then you hear the difference from connecting it to like several weeks later, and you realize that, wow, these instruments in the background, they somehow sound different. That now there's more emphasis on this or that instrument, or now there's a bit more bass slam, or whatever. That's your validation. It's saying, hey, look at me, this is what's happening. And I think a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the things that they believe in life, we're talking about religion, work, hi-fi, because this is a hi-fi channel, a lot of the things they believe in are kind of held together in this system of validation, meaning that you have once done something and it has a chain of events attached to it which has given you validation, and because of that it has kind of put you on this track, taking you into, like, let's just say that you're a Macintosh fanboy, or like me, an Audionaut fanboy, or you could be a completely different type of audiophile, perhaps going into Class A or something like else. So this is kind of everything that life consists of. Basically, you getting some kind of a feedback. And the reason why I'm telling people this is because sometimes you are actually a lot more capable, and you can actually do a lot more stuff than what is revealed at the present. So let's say that you have friends. Ask yourself this question: why are these people your friends? Well, I'll tell you why they're your friends. Most likely because you have some kind of a shared interest. Most likely because you guys love each other's companionship. Most likely because there is some form of banter going back and forward, where you say this is good and they like it, they tell you something that's good and they like that, or there's just a shared interest. And that shared interest comes basically from this magical word called validation. Validation is my way of kind of saying this is paying off. This is showing some development. This is going into a place where things are good. things are starting to make sense. We are getting more feedback. Like, if you have like a pupil that's fighting with another pupil, it could be solely based, and I think it's mostly based most times on a misunderstanding. But if they went back and solved that misunderstanding, they would find out that they basically agree, meaning that they both validate what both parties believe in, meaning that they can both kind of join that friendship again. So, yeah, I know this is going to sound a bit weird, this video, but just to try and hang in. I know that you can use this information for something that's good, not just hi-fi, but these are basically the things that I wrote about it. And I think that taking Tiger Woods' dad, have you ever looked at a piece of video of Tiger Woods' dad? This guy is just insane. This guy was insanely. He's sadly dead now, but he was like a preacher of Tiger Woods, saying like this is the best golf player ever. He would just he would praise Tiger Woods constantly, and Tiger Woods would kind of feed of this on this praise. He would just feed and feed and feed on it. You could really see it on Tiger, and I think that that's one of the main reasons why Tiger Woods got so great. He gained a lot of momentum getting the right feedback from his dad at an early age. It made him go into some kind of a special thought of dealing with the golf game that enabled him to control golf at a level where a lot of other people had not had the same level of success. And he simply connected with the right people at the right time. They said the right things to him, and because of that, he developed this mindset of thinking in a certain way. And because they said, Tiger Woods, you're good, you can do this, you can do that, and because he kept on, and because he then entered these other levels where he became even better, that is a system of validation where it basically makes a person better. So he could probably have become a good doctor or a law degree student or whatever, as long as he just had that system behind him, supporting him, giving him that momentum. And that's what I'm trying to say. Validation is that. Because if you invalidate people, if you give them bad scores, if you give them bad grades, if you give them a negative smiley, a thumbs down on YouTube or whatever, it is something that puts people down. And when you put people down for a long enough time, that person will at some point disconnect and go in a different direction. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that you need to put yourself in a situation where you get the proper validation. So let's just say that you are a student and you're having problems with your school study, which most people in their life have experienced. We all experience that time in our life. That is not because you are stupid, or I'm stupid, or the other people are stupid. That is only because everybody learns at their own level, so they need that certain type of school, teacher, study method, study books at a certain level. And for some people, you have to kind of go several steps back in order to, get the important stuff kind of hammered in. And once that's done, they can kind of take care of themselves and propel themselves forward and have success doing whatever they want to do in their life. But this is what I'm trying to say. Validation is the way of doing it. It's not black and white. This is good. This is bad. Blah 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 blah. Our minds are shaped. Our opinions are shaped on the level, the the degree that we are able to get proper feedback from what we're doing. That gives us the amount of success. When Tiger Woods talks about how the hell he gets out of trouble, when I listen to that, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But he can physically connect a thought to his mind that for him makes it possible doing that. And he can do that because his mind and his body is like synced in a certain way. So when he does something, he gets the proper feedback. So everything that he does, he knows exactly how to control that by doing a certain movement with his arm, wrists, shoulders, chest, whatever. He has full control over that because of validation. He knows what every single part of the body does, so he can control that situation to a very minute degree that most other golfers can't. Simply because he got the basics so hammered in at such a high level that most people don't have. See, when most people fail in life, that's usually because they are dealing with a gradient that is slightly above or hugely above their own capacity. If you find the right gradient that you are on, then you can conquer the elements to get the proper feedback, which will give you the proper validation. Once you get the proper validation, then you can go into that zone, and then you can orient yourself, and then you can kind of work with things at a really high level. And this is a good example of that with Tiger Woods. And later on, he also got like the best teacher in the world, Butch Harmon, which made it even better. And validation is about true, authentic admiration, love, and willingness to let the person say some incorrect things. And what I want to say is that we in life are wrong about a lot of things, especially about teaching other people. I see many people constantly punishing each other, not talking to each other right. And this constantly stops the flow of development. So that, for example, we have engineers bickering in a group, tearing each other's heads off, because they're talking about stuff that is on such a high theoretical level. All of these engineers are probably in all of their different arrays in life in different directions, and they're all talking about stuff that's theoretical, and they're all not willing to go into the other person's mindset and do the physical tests to understand why the other person is coming from this point of view, having these weird ideas. And that's just what basically life is about. You have to get yourself out of your fixed mindset, do a lot of stuff that you really don't want to do, that's unintuitive, going in the opposite direction of where you want to look. And once you've broken through that, then you have access to this world of where things give you a proper amount of feedback. And when you can do that, you get proper validation and you get a huge amount of success. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to read everything up. You guys can kind of deal with that. I'm just kind of winging it a bit. So, when I got my golf lesson, I connected with a special coach called Richard Francis at Moon Golf Club. And this guy was just brilliant. He just worked at my level, at a certain level that other people from my country couldn't do. even my father and other people, they just couldn't communicate to me on this certain type of level. Also, a guy called Eric Cogorno on YouTube, also a great golf coach, fantastic on YouTube. Never seen a guy on YouTube do such a high level of golf coaching, using these specific methods, focusing on these specific things that others don't do. Again, you need to find in life the people that you like and can work with and can make your sound better, can make your life better, or whatever better. And when you find these people, then you can open up to this world where you just get a hell of a lot more feedback. And then you can do basically anything you want to do in life once you get access to proper feedback. So, just reading what I wrote here. You guys can could read that. But what was it I wanted to show you guys? So validation, you know, it is dealing with a problem at the root, letting the person fail that is being taught, being patient, sticking with it, finding the misunderstanding, going back, dealing with it. This is how you do it. And a lot of people have misunderstood this in life, saying that we need to be harsh, you know, we need more testosterone in our blood to overcome fear and anxiety, and we need to be men that lift 1,000 kilos of weight every day. Of course, to some degree, we need to do that, a small degree, but they're missing the point. You need a huge amount of discipline and playing by the book and doing things correctly, but still telling people how to do things at a true loving admiration type of level. You don't want to be fake positive about things, because that's not admiration. That's just a sort of insanity that a lot of people believe in. So you can't you know, just fake admire stuff. You have to really be there and do it properly. So I hope you guys can get this. This is a weird video. Yeah, lots of things that I wrote down you guys can kind of read about. And I just want to tell you this thing here. Interesting. This is also another form of validation that is a bit sick, but I'm gonna tell you to you guys because I feel that the whole world needs to know this. There once was a guy called Frank Trump. I think you know who that is. He was a narcissistic alcoholic. He treated people badly and rewarded other people for doing the same. One of those people that noticed this was his one of his sons called Donald Trump. He got to develop these same personality traits, getting away with lying, stealing, stuff like that. He got rewarded. Oh, alarm again? Sorry, guys. He got rewarded for basically being a bad guy. He got away with it for so many years that had kind of built a system of validation for Trump. So Donald Trump, in fact, isn't really a bad person, even though most people in the world hate him. The problem is just he got away using a bad form. What's it called? Validation. No. He basically used this corrupt system of getting success. So it's kind of a distorted way of getting validation for everything you believe in. I find it fascinating, and also when you look at it here, this is my analysis, what I think, and a lot of this information is coming from Mary Trump, who's I think a niece of Donald Trump. You also have to understand Donald Trump, where he's coming from. He's basically not had a proper meal for around 70 years. He's only lived on fast food. He's been what do you call it? He's been rewarded for punishing people doing things that are unethical. Just imagine yourself. Can you imagine yourself, you going through life and being rewarded for a lot of stuff that's bad? It's giving you success in form of money, other types of wealth, power. He basically surrounds himself with people that are criminal, that do a similar thing, and they support each other. So when this guy leaves the president office, he's probably going to have like a couple of hundred people on his side that are really powerful people. So I'm just saying that mankind isn't really evil. Mankind is only evil when you allow these methods of existing. So that's just what I wanted to kind of say. And that's the end of this video. You guys can look at the rest of the video. I hope this helps you guys. Remember to like and subscribe.